So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And today we're talking about Letitia James. She recently was on an episode of Pod Save America. I'm going to cover some of the things that she said. And a new wrinkle where I think she's going to try to use as a defense now that the grand jury has subpoenaed her in Virginia directly. Ugh. So welcome on back to the news with TK. So Letitia James has been doing the media circuit, right? Ever since, even before the federal investigation was announced, she has been she hasn't said that she didn't commit the crime. She's been saying that the charges are baseless. There's a difference. She's using lawyer speak here. So what does it mean when she says that the charges are baseless? Basically what she's saying is, like, no other prosecutor would bring those charges. Sounds a lot like what Comey said about Hillary Clinton. Well, no prosecutor in her right mind would bring those charges. Why? She get a benefit because she's the AG of the state of New York? I don't understand. Well, what has happened is now she's gone out and she's done some of these podcasts, and you'll notice that some of the things that she's saying have changed. Now, she electronically signed a document. And there's a big reason why she's saying that specifically now and hasn't said that before. Without further ado, let me roll the clip so you can see what she says with her own words directly.
You call the allegations baseless.
Yes.
What is the status of that investigation and your plan to fight it?
I don't know. That's a question for DOJ. They just announced it, and that was it. So I've not heard anything as of yet. But we've responded to the baseless attack, and my attorney has prepared a 2-page, 3-page letter responding to each and every allegation, which is baseless. And let's go through that, okay? Mm-hmm. So the first allegation is that the house in Queens that my father purchased almost 30 years ago, somewhere in the mortgage documents, he indicated that I was his wife as opposed to his daughter. But the deed, in fact, says I am his daughter. My father has since passed, and the house has since been sold. Period. Next. There's a house in Virginia that I purchased that I was a co-signer with for my niece. My niece's children, and I wanted to have a home. Mm-hmm. And so I co-signed the home. When I signed the power of attorney, I did it electronically. I wanted my niece to basically sign for me at the closing. At the bottom of the power of attorney, it indicated that I was a resident of Virginia. Prior to that, I had indicated to the mortgage broker in caps, all caps, I am not a resident of Virginia.
You're Tish from Brooklyn.
I'm Tish from Brooklyn, period. And in the mortgage documents, it indicates whether or not you plan on being a resident of Virginia, and I marked no, no, no. But of course, those were not publicly available. The only public document that's available is the power of attorney, which was not a basis for the mortgage.
Now, in this clip, you'll notice she says that I electronically signed it, and she uses the excuse now. And the reason why she's pushing this, and you'll also notice she mentions nothing about the 5-unit building in Brooklyn. Totally glosses over that. Talks about the stuff with her dad back in the day where she throws it on her dad because her dad has now passed away. Well, you can see where they're going with the defense already, right? Her dad has already passed away. Her dad did that, not her. Regardless, that might already be past the statute of limitations, but that's her defense there. Never mentions anything about the 5-unit building that she claims is 4-unit. Could be tax fraud and all kinds of other stuff. Doesn't mention that at all. Shocking? Not really. So then gets into what goes on in Virginia, and for the first time any other place that I've seen her speak publicly does she bring up the fact that this was signed electronically. So the power of attorney in front of a notary was signed electronically. Now, there's a reason I think she might be claiming this now. If it was signed electronically, and it will go, you know, they'll have to subpoena the notary and all the other, because you can get stuff notarized online now, right? If they subpoena the notary, now I think the reason why she's saying that is it then gives her counsel, let's say if she electronically signed it in, say, New York City, right? If she electronically signed it in Albany or New York City, then it wasn't signed in Virginia. Could they make a jurisdictional issue out of it and try to get the case thrown out that way? I think right now Letitia James is doing everything she can to build a defense and have different methods to try to attack the charges, because this district in Virginia has the second, it is so close to being the most highest rate of conviction of all federal courts in the United States, but I believe it's second right now. Second in terms of the rate of conviction. When they bring a case, they win, or they get somebody to plead out. So I think she knows that, and they're trying to do everything they can to either get it out of that jurisdiction to a more friendly jurisdiction, or she's trying to mount like BS defenses where she can try to get off on a technicality. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let's have a discussion in the comments. I find usually, and this is the thing with federal courts, right? Once a federal court issues that subpoena, and they start issuing subpoenas for individuals, and they come, usually when we get to that stage, if there's a grand jury, there's usually an indictment. I can't cite one instance where that's happened and I haven't seen an indictment later. Usually when it comes to the feds, I mean, the feds have, you know, the best conviction rate of any court in the world for a reason. Like, an actual court, not kangaroo courts. I mean, a court where you can actually mount the defense and all that good stuff. I find it extremely interesting, and I think this is why she's now going on this podcast circuit and pushing the narratives that she's pushing now. I think she's trying to publicly mount defenses and maybe taint the jury pool a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I am going to be out and about because I am out to go cover some more breaking news that I will bring to you later today, so stay tuned. Thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and as always, stay petty, my friends.